Over 20 years ago, I stood on this very stage, not to give a talk, but to sing. I still remember the strong smell of dust and wet stage paint. Those lights are warm like a campfire. My heart couldn't wait. The music rose and the world felt wide. And the stage was set, and I stepped inside. The hush before the cue, the tremble, the thrill. 20 years gone, but I feel it still. The spotlight still shines in the back of my mind. That music still plays gentle and kind. The dream didn't fade, it just moved along. And I'm still part of the song. Oh, I've worn other shoes, and I've walked other roads. I've carried my dreams, and I've shouldered new loads. But deep in the quiet, that familiar rhythm still remains. And that voice off the wings, it's still calling my name. Because the spotlight still shines in the back of my mind. That music still plays gentle and kind. The dream didn't fade, it just moved along. And I'm still part of the song. Thankful for the years, the road, the view. I'm still part of the song. And now, here with you. Back then, music was my college major and career path. It was full of passion, creativity, and possibility, but also uncertainty. I had dreams, but no roadmap. If you would have told that shy college student 20 years ago that one day she'd be back on the same college stage, not to sing, but to speak about purpose and careers and possibility, I wouldn't have believed you. In this full circle moment, I want to share with you what I've learned so far on this journey. Live on purpose and embrace change. In school, I was taught that success looked like a straight line. Pick a major, land a job, climb the ladder, retire. That's not how most of us live or thrive. In today's workforce, nonlinear paths are not only valid, they've become the norm. People are changing industries, they're reskilling and starting over. Not because they failed, but because they evolved, following their purpose. My own path has been anything but linear. I have pivoted from music to business, real estate, management, nonprofit work, corporate HR. Each shift felt like a risk, but each one brought me closer to impact, alignment, and purpose. I want to share with you 3 lessons that I learned that aided me in aligning with my purpose and embracing change. First, understand that not all pivots are reactive, they can also be proactive. The most powerful pivots are the ones that we choose when we sense something that no longer fits and doesn't align with our goals. Maybe your job looks great on paper, but it drains your energy. Maybe you've outgrown a role, a company, or even an identity. Maybe you're just in a different season in life. Proactive pivots take courage. They're about walking away from fine in the pursuit of fulfilling. Second, reinvention is emotional work. Change brings fear, doubt, and uncertainty, and it challenges our sense of identity. Who am I if I'm not doing what I've always done? And it's not just emotional, it's also biological. The part of the brain, the amygdala, lights up with fear, warning us to stay in familiar territory, while the prefrontal cortex keeps us cautious and planning. Sprinkle in society's pressure to just stick with it. And no wonder change feels so hard. Resistance isn't a flaw. It's natural, which is why self-compassion is essential when navigating change. And third, society needs to normalize these life changes. Why is it that a college student can change their major 3 or 4 times, and it's seen as exploration? But someone in their midlife to later in life makes a big change, and it gets labeled midlife crisis. The same curiosity and drive for alignment in a young adult is often criticized in older adults. But purpose doesn't expire, and growth has no deadline. It requires us to shift from asking questions of, why are you changing? To more supportive questions such as, what are you discovering? When these 3 lessons are embraced, seeing pivots as opportunities, honoring the emotional and the biological reality of change, and rejecting society's timeline, I realized that bold, purpose-driven pivots are not detours. They are the path forward. That's where I discovered my alignment with purpose and continued to write my song. Now, I've also learned this in my career. I have worn many hats and learned many lessons along the way, and each one taught me something invaluable. Music. Music gave me creativity and discipline. Real estate was relationships and negotiation. Management was leadership and operational smarts. Nonprofit work gave me empathy and project management skills. Corporate HR, fine-tuned communication, and business strategy. But with every chapter, I didn't just drift along, I chose to pivot. I listened to that voice off the wing of the stage calling. It was time to move on, to stretch, to grow in a new direction. I left roles not out of frustration, but out of curiosity and courage, choosing the next step. And each pivot wasn't just a career move. It was a deliberate step towards learning, evolving, and living fully alignment with who I wanted to become. And the best part is, music is still a big part of my life, just like all the other skills that I have learned along the way. My song isn't finished. It's still being written, and every change, every choice adds a new note to the melody of my life. So, here's my challenge to you. Be supportive. Think of someone you know that has had a big change. Or think of someone who's on the edge of a big decision. Maybe that someone is you. If you need someone to tell you it's okay, you can do it, here is your permission to start. I give you permission. Just remember, live on purpose and embrace change. Purpose. Purpose isn't a title, a salary, or a straight line. It's alignment and impact. It's waking up knowing that you're living with integrity with who you are and what you value. And change. Change requires bold, purpose-driven pivots, and they are your path forward. Mark Twain once said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, and catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, and discover. I leave you on this note. I am incredibly thankful that I made that choice over 20 years ago, because that uncertain, winding path has brought me right back here, to this very stage, in this exact moment, with all of you. Thank you.